to the greenery.
All right, look at this neat little one. We're just gonna pull it out, and that way you guys can get a better close-up of it. This is Crassula perforata Variegata. Really neat, compact, semi-trailing variety. If you look really close, it's got a great little sort of green line running down the center of each leaf with kind of speckles in it. Maybe that's why it's called perforata. I don't know, it looks like a perforation in the leaf. But anyways, one of our better sellers when it comes to a smaller leafed variety of Crassula. Easy to propagate too. Just take the tip cuttings and stick them in and they root nice and easy. Okay, this big beauty in the back here is Crassula argentea, large red. And this is, I'd say, what looks like a common jade plant, if anything. Faster grower than some of the smaller leafed ones we were talking about earlier. Gets a nice red hue to the edge of the leaf in the late season. Just nice big oval leaves. Drought tolerant like the rest. So easy to grow. Along the front, this is called Crassula Springtime. It has a beautiful flowering habit to it in the spring. So I'm pretty sure it's why it's given that springtime name. Sort of a head that'll come up, pinkish cluster of small little flowers making up the head. So Crassula Springtime. Nice little early season performance to that one. Back here, this dusty blue stone-like variety is actually a Pachyveria, so not a Crassula. A little bit different species, but what a beautiful contrast it has against other darker green leafed species or dark leaf varieties. Has this nice dusty blue coating on the, look at that, just rubs off. But when undisturbed, just keeps putting out that sort of dusty blue look, and the water droplets just repel off of it. A great little variety of tender succulent. And beside it here we have Adromischus key lime pie. So again, a different species of tender succulent. It's not a Crassula, but what a neat little name to it. Does have a flowering habit as well. I'll maybe focus on that part of it first. I'll cut one of these stems off in the back. So open up just a white little flower that's opening up along the stem, moving up toward the top. So another one that does flower to it. But if I show you, get in here, cut one of these off and break that off. So key lime pie. So it's green, key lime, and shaped like a pie. And the edge too, just kind of like apple pie, the edge of the crust. So I think that's probably the reason why it's given the name key lime pie. Shaped like a piece of pie with that little ripply edge. On the front here, back to a variety of Crassula again, called Princess Pine. And just looks like miniature little pine foliage, sort of spraying up in all directions. So a neat little frilly or soft variety to add to some of the coarser textures that you have with the larger jades or Crassulas. Beside it here in the front, Crassula dubia. Well, just simply large gray-green discs, sort of spraying out, very similar to the falcata, I think, in the way its look is. It's just, instead of long, sort of longer, narrow leaves, it has a shallower, flat disc. But again, it has that alternating habit, very closely related to the falcata that we talked earlier. And it has that exact same sort of almost felt-like feeling to the foliage, which I didn't mention earlier. Doesn't rub off, you know, the silver look, but almost feels like felt, but very stiff as well. And that's basically, I mean, I'm cutting these branches off. I mean, that's what we're going to be doing here in the next week, is taking the cuttings and leaves off, and that's how you propagate these type of plants. You do like a very light porous mix when you're working with them. Behind it, almost looks like an ocean plant or something you'd find in a moist kind of rainforest garden, but it is a Crassula. It is drought tolerant, and very long, almost complicated name, but Crassula variegated lycopoidioids. And it is very small leafed variety, but again, just like all Crassulas, the leaves are right here, all stacked up, and again, they alternate. So 2, 2, 2, 2, and that's what gives you that sort of stacked up look. And then the variegated, so there again, we've got some that look a silvery white, and some stems are the dark green, and you'll find some that are variegated in the actual stem itself. We take some more cuttings here. So there you've got the whitish look, and then dark green coming on the same branch. And that's where the variegation name comes into play on this species of Crassula. The next few plants here we're going to introduce, or tender succulents, are different species. They're not Crassula, but we thought we'd throw them into this mix. I mean, they have very interesting foliage, either color or shape, texture. So we're going to talk about them here in the next little while. The back one is Portulacaria rainbow bush. Nice red stem, and then 2 to 3 tone small leaves, the cream with the 2 tones of green. Just a beautiful looking plant all on its own. But imagine using this as a centerpiece, sort of spraying through other varieties of tender succulents. Just makes a great addition to some mixed bowls for your collection. Great variety. Portulacaria rainbow bush, just love it. In the front here, that one there looks like bear paws, if you look at it closely, and it is Cotyledon bear paws. That's the name of it. And again, we just take a little cutting. You've got these leaves that come out that kind of look like bear paws, and little hairs on it, little fuzzy, soft feel to it. Real nice little one. Just starting to flower. I have not actually seen this flower in our greenhouse yet. This is a newer addition to our stock house, but you can see here some buds forming, so it'll be interesting to see what those flowers look like. But sort of a variety all on its own, or species all on its own that we have, Cotyledon bear paws. Nice little plant.